there have been very few advances in human society and human economics.
Breathe, etc. is needed. And that reduces the total fuel cost consumption by close to 40%. I am so delighted to have Dr. John Bilson, who is the Dean of Stewart School of Business, who is also a distinguished professor in finance, with us. And he is currently the Dean, the head of the institution, part of a phenomenally tech-oriented, technology-oriented in this disruptive area called Illinois Institute of Technology, which is now called Illinois Tech. So they are actually the first people I approached when I started the Great Lakes Institute of Management in the 2004 year. And there was a predecessor to him was there, and with his help we got tremendous amount of preeminence. In 14 years, our school, that is Great Lakes Institute of Management, has been ranked in a tech area called Business Analytics, the rank 3 in the world, not in India, along with Chicago Booth, Cornell University, Carnegie Tech, NYU Stern, and all those kinds. So that kind of thing, if it is possible to be achieved, it cannot happen just like that in a 14-year school. And it is, I view, it is because of the solid support right from the beginning in the year 2004 till, and that is growing. That is a relationship. Not only it's a formality of MOU, but a tremendous spirit. Now let me talk about the current program. So that led to 2 programs where the degree itself is given by Illinois Institute of Technology. Illinois Institute of Technology, like any other university, has multiple schools, including the Stewart School of Business, but at the same time the School of Armour College of Engineering, the Design School, the Kaufman Institution of Entrepreneurship, all these things are there. So we are able to blend through the vehicle of Stewart School of Business, even some faculty from other schools, including a person who is already here, who is from the engineering school called Armour School of Engineering, called Jeff Williamson. So we are launching first time in the history, given that the business analytics is taking by storm the entire world. The business analytics has been taken so seriously. So when I discussed with John what is the best thing that we can do together, we came up with the idea of MBA in business analytics. That MBA in business analytics has 3 parts, of which one part in summer where the students go to Chicago and study there and live there and things like that. And at the same time, that particular program is for the month of June, working backward. At the end of June, they graduate a 1-year degree program, AACSB accredited. Then prior to that, from January to May, there is going to be a blended learning where the faculty exclusively from Illinois Institute of Technology, mostly from Stewart School of Business, but others, are going to really provide all kinds of education. And that kind of thing is going to have in the 5 months from January to June. Prior to that, from starting from July till the December, in 6 months, the entire batch of about 35 students will be completely trained by Great Lakes Institute of Management in the entire program of what we are doing in a 1-year program. So the entire 1-year program we are going to cover in an intensive basis, because the students are going to have more than 4 to 5 months of experience. So that will have all the things, and therefore they will get the same placement assistance, career development assistance, job placement, like the full-time 1-year program. These students also are eligible to have that 1-year program. So that placement opportunities that the full-time students are having, and the price being very close to that, excepting for 1.5 to 2 lakhs, which is essentially because of the living in Chicago, including boarding and lodging, and their entire placement assistance, and finally the new area of business analytics, marketing analytics, financial analytics. All of them will put them on the highest level in the totally available packages anywhere in the world. So in a way, the partnership for progress with IIT Chicago Stewart School and the rest of the institutions in that place, plus the Great Lakes, is going to be a landmark program which is going to catch the entire population by storm. And I believe that the students graduating will have the unique advantage and try to get the thing more. And therefore, I want you to welcome and experiment that. And as a matter of fact, the launch was happened in Bombay on 19th of January. 22nd, we have done that in Bangalore. Now we are doing today at Chennai at this particular place where Great Lakes Institute of Management Chennai office is located. Welcome to our program. If any one of you is interested, please contact me or contact the BPR group, Professor Swaminathan or Professor Vaidhi Jayaraman at the Great Lakes Institute of Management or myself. So I will be both places in Chicago and Chennai, CH to CH, and we are going to have a tremendous amount of glowing opportunity, providing the world-class institution from East and West now meeting together, affordable and achievable and amazingly relevant to the student and to the students.
And I'd like to talk about this phrase, business analytics. What does it really mean? Analytics really started in the physical scientists, where the rules of the game were relatively fixed. The difference in a business context is in business, the rules of the game are forever changing. And this gives rise to a very different approach to analytics. We don't search for single solutions, we search for multiple solutions and let the market decide which is the appropriate game. Okay? So these students will spend a lot of time learning predictive techniques, quantitative optimization, and other modern technical skills. But they're learning it within the context of a business environment rather than within the context of a physical environment. Okay?
And also, we are not going to focus more on computer science and technology, how the academic elegance coming from computer science can blend into business relevance to a business school so that it will be tremendously applied and implementation and evaluation rather than conceptualization. The conceptualization will be for the computer science group, but the implementation, application will be to the relevance. Essentially, the business people will be having the new modern knowledge and therefore they can perform in a tremendously competing environment with the advent of business analytics.
So the role of the MBA in a modern corporation is really to act between a bridge between the executive branch of the company and the technical branch underneath.
Beautiful.
So the technical participants are the computer scientists, engineers, etc., who are doing the actual work. The executives are the strategic guides to the company, and we need a group of individuals who are capable of talking to both groups. And that's really the role of an MBA with a concentration in business analytics.
And it is also known that the Indians have 120% of the left brain use, which is analytics. And it is also known that the Americans have a tremendous amount of right brain, 120%. Now, can I create a combination of the two, a synergy of the two, so that both the left brain and the right brain are used 120% and more, so that a competitive advantage through the synergy can be achieved.
Getting an MBA at a technical university like Illinois Tech than from a traditional university. Okay? The motto that we work by at Illinois Tech is STEM plus biz equals CEO. So an individual who combines an undergraduate degree in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and combines that with a business degree in finance, marketing, management science, is getting themselves a ticket to the executive suite. Whereas having the science technology degree by itself does not give you that flexibility. 80% of the CEOs in the United States combine a STEM undergraduate degree with a business graduate degree. And that's really the model that we're working for. Now, I'd like to say one other thing. We are talking about how computers work with people, okay? And I'd like to stress the concept of comparative advantage. It is true that computers have a comparative advantage in storing past knowledge. We cannot know or remember as much as a computer. But humans have a comparative advantage in knowing the future. Okay? There has never been an instance in which a major economic or social advance has come directly from a computer. It's always come from a person. So I prefer to talk about augmented intelligence, human intelligence augmented by a machine, rather than artificial intelligence. I feel that artificial intelligence gives the impression that the computers will be able to take over, where this is really far from the case. Computers did not invent the Tesla electric car. Okay? They didn't invent the iPhone. Okay? They didn't invent lots of other modern inventions have come from people, not from machines. Okay? So we are trying to train people to use the computers as an asset rather than as a competitor. Thank you.
In business analytics. We have with us today Dr. John Bilson, who is from IIT Chicago, and of course our own inimitable Dr. Bala, and I have Dr. Vaiti Jayaraman, who is the Associate Dean of Great Lakes, as well as the Principal Great Lakes. To begin with, Dr. Bala and Dr. Bilson would say a few words about the proposed program and the importance of this program, and this being a landmark program in the sense, is going to be the first of its kind in India. After which, we'll be open to all of you for any questions that you may have. With it, may I now request Dr. Bilson to begin the event with a few words.
Thank you. Business school approach to analytics is different because the role of analytics in business is very, very different than the role in the physical sciences. In the physical sciences, the rules of the game are relatively static. The best way to build a bridge is the same today as it was 50 years ago. But the rules of the game in business are very different because business is always aiming towards the future.
New York to Shanghai in less than 20 hours reach there, but the whole plane has no human being at all, including pilot, first officer, flight attendant. The whole thing is for cargo. So what is called as a VUCA world 3 years back, volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous.